going to be a swell time because the topic is something one of us, if not everybody, is trying to struggle with: effective time management and, of course, knowing how to prioritize. Our speaker is here, Denyse Mutsu Yimana. I don't know if I got that correctly. I'm sorry if I murdered the pronunciation, but it's Denyse Mutsu Yimana. She's already with us and we'll be introducing her really soon. Once again, I want to appreciate every one of us who are taking time to be with us this evening. Like I said, I promise it's something we all are going to learn from. So quickly, we want to take the bio of our speaker for tonight. Denyse Mutsuyimana, she's from Rwanda and she's an entrepreneurial leader and Mastercard Scholar at African Leadership University, Rwanda. Denyse Mutsuyimana is a passionate and visionary third-year student at the African Leadership University in Rwanda, studying entrepreneurial leadership as a Mastercard Scholarship. As a product development executive at Step Group, she leads the creation of innovative products that meet market needs. Dedicated to make a positive impact, Denyse is committed to reducing youth unemployment in Rwanda through mentorship programs. She has a background in business analysis and sustainable practices, having led awareness campaigns and participated in sustainable tourism projects. Her professional experience includes key roles at Jacana Tours and One Cup, where she excelled in event coordinations, sales management, and market research. Denyse aims to inspire and empower young leaders to drive change and create opportunities. So, Mrs. Mutsuyimana, we welcome you today to our program. Thank you very much for joining us.
Welcome, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Good
Good
evening,
evening.
ma'am.
Thank you so much for welcoming me, and thank you, Jill. And also, thank you for joining. I hope we're going to have a very good evening and great session. So, before I continue, before I go ahead, I would like to one or two people to unmute and tell us how they're feeling. I just want to feel your energy. Yeah.
My energy is very, very high. I would say at 99%.
Okay, that's beautiful. Someone else?
For me, my energy is really high and positive because I'm really hoping to learn more. This is something I struggle with each and every day. So the energy is quite high.
All right. So thank you so much for telling me how I feel. And yeah, I can sense the energy and I hope we're going to be attentive and we learn from each other. As I'm talking, I'll also be learning because we have to keep learning each and every day. So today, like you said, we are going to talk about effective time management and how to prioritize. So for this session, we are going to talk about the steps on how to manage time effectively, benefits of time management, overcoming time management challenges, and lastly, we'll talk about how to prioritize. So effective time management, it is one of the key skills that can make a huge difference for both our personal and professional lives. So it's about using time efficiently for the health and work-life balance. Effective time management, it's not about getting things done, getting all things done. It's about doing the right things at the right time. So I hope we're going to focus and learn. Sometimes we mistake and say, I have a lot of things to do. You rush to do things. You end up not doing the right things. But today we are going to learn how we can do right things and manage our time well. So effective time management, it involves planning and controlling how much time do we spend on specific activities. So it helps us to work smartly, not harder, and also to get more done in less time. So I'll start by the steps to manage our time effectively. One of the steps is use a to-do list. So this involves creating a list, the daily list, every morning before you wake up. If you can, plan well your time, or before you sleep, plan well. Write down what you want to achieve for a day. Maybe you have work to do, school, or other personal life goals. Plan well, write down, and say, tomorrow I'm going to do this and this. Plan well and say, today I'm going to cover like 3 topics. So it's going to help you to manage well your time. Another thing, it's going to be how to prioritizing your task. After listing the work you have to do in order, it is very important. Start with the most important task. Let's say you have to meet your boss maybe to discuss about business, or you have to meet your friends to discuss about course. Maybe they are going to explain for you, and you also have a party in the evening, or you have a party with some people. You're not going to start with party. You have to start with something that is most important. So sometimes we get this challenge of doing what is important first. So when you prioritize your task, you're going to know, what should I do first? What should I do next? What should I do last? Another thing is mark completed task. So prioritizing your task and also listing your task, it is not important only. You have to mark what you have done. If you have done your course for 3 hours, mark that, no, I've completed this in 2 hours. This is going to help you to keep tracking your progress, and it's going to give you a sense of accomplishment, and it's going to keep motivating you, because you know that today I had planned to do maybe 5 activities. Now when you go back, you mark and say, oh, I've completed this, I've completed this. If you did not complete it, then go back and ask yourself, why is that I did not do it? Did I spend my time well or not? So if you do it today and you mark your completed task, it's going to be a habit. Every day you'll be working towards completing your task. Another thing you can use time management tools. So this is very hard. It's not easy to use. Let's say I'm going to give you example of time management tools you can use. You can use calendar. I think I'm very sure that most of us has smartphones. You can download a calendar, write down your task you have to do for a day, mark it with a calendar, organize your schedule well. Then this is also going to help you, because it's going to keep reminding you. You're going to be looking at your calendar and say, oh, I have to do this. Today I was supposed to do this. Today was some calendars, even they can remind you. You see a notification that maybe you have a meeting with your learning coach. So it's going to help you track also your progress. Another thing, if you don't want to use a calendar, you can use your notebook. If maybe you have a small notebook, you'll be working with it, you write down what you're supposed to do. Another thing is set deadlines. Write down your plans, then you set deadlines. Try to be realistic with yourself. This is about being honest with yourself. If you are not honest with yourself, no one is going to come and check, oh, remember you have to do this, did you do it? No, this is about managing yourself and be honest. So in being honest, you have to set a realistic deadlines. If you said I'm going to accomplish this task by end of today, make sure that you're honest with yourself. Make sure that no one is going to come and check if you have completed it. You are the master plan of yourself. So be honest and set realistic deadlines. Then after that, reflect back. At the end of the day, take few minutes, review what you did. Did you complete your task? If yes, think about whether you could add more tasks tomorrow. If not, identify why. Why didn't you finish your work? Then after reflecting back, after knowing why and where you have failed to accomplish, then plan not to repeat the same mistake the next day. Are you getting me, guys?
Yes, yes, ma, we are. We are getting you.
Okay. So that was the steps. Then let's go to the benefit of effective time management. Here, effective of time, the benefit, it's going at the end of the day, it's going to increase your productivity. When you allocate your specific task, like you dedicate 3 hours, let's say you dedicate 3 hours of doing your course or 3 hours of doing your work, at the end of the day, you're going to be more productive because you have done a lot and you have done things that you were supposed to do at the right time. It's going to help you to accomplish more. When you manage your time well, you can complete more tasks each day. It's going to reduce your stress. Avoid rushing, plan ahead, prevent last minute stress. Most of all, sometimes you want to do your things at the right minute. Let's say you have a flight at 8 p.m. Plan your task earlier. Plan yourself earlier so that you don't get late. Avoid rushing. When you're rushing, sometimes you end up messing up or you end up disappointing people. People end up losing hope and because you're always disorganized, you're stressed, so let's try to avoid that. When you manage your time well, you're going to be confident of yourself, being organized on time. Imagine showing up for a business meeting on time. You feel prepared and calm instead of feeling late and frustrated. It's also very important to manage our time well because it creates better work-life balance. Imagine you don't get time for your family because maybe the time you are supposed to do your job, you were wasting your time. But if you do well your job, maybe you're supposed to spend 3 hours, and that 3 hours you were doing your job, your task. Then in the evening you get time to spend with your family. But if you don't do it during the in the evening, you'll be busy because you're rushing to finish the task you were supposed to finish during the day. So it is very important to manage our time well. You're going to get time, you're going to spend quality time with your family, your friends, because you're not worried about unfinished tasks. It also avoid burnouts. A proper time management, it's going to ensure that you don't overwork yourself. It leads to better health and relationship because you have created time for each and everything. If it's for your friends, you have time. If it's for your studies, you have time. If it's for your family, you have time. And also time management. When you manage your time well, it helps you to achieve your goals. You're constant. You regularly invest your time. You cannot say that I want to be a successful businessman, and you spend all day sleeping in bed. No, you're not. Things are not going to do themselves. You have to stand up. You have to create time. If you want to be successful, create time for that thing. If you want to be a business person, create time. If you want to be a footballer, create time. Do exercise every day. So it is very important to manage and prioritize our time, because it's one of the key to achieve our goals. I know it's not easy. We all great challenges, but we have to keep learning. We have to keep learning each and every day. You reflect back, see, try today and fail, but tomorrow keep trying. Be consistent. So I'm going to also tell you how you can overcome the challenges. First challenge is procrastination. Don't procrastinate. Don't say that, okay, I'll do it tomorrow. If you have time now, why don't you do it now? Create time to do that thing you want to do. Don't push it tomorrow. Don't push it next week. Avoid procrastinating and say, oh, okay, maybe I will try to find time. No, find it if you can find it, and do what you're supposed to do. If work is too much, break it into steps. Break your work into small tasks. If the work is overwhelming, then smaller steps. Start with the easiest. Go to the next until you're done with the work. And also it is very important to take immediate action. Don't wait for the perfect time. Start now. Avoid distraction. We always distracted by a lot of things, social medias, our friends, but remember every day that you, at the end of the day, if you fail, everyone is going to blame you, and if you be successful, everyone is going to be happy. I know, I'm very sure that no one is proud for a failure. So minimize the interruption. If you have created maybe 2 hours to do your school, your job, mute notification. If your phone disturbs you, switch off. Then do what you're supposed to do at that moment. Create a dedicated workspace. If doing work at your home distracts you, find a quiet place. Find a place where you can be attentive. Find a quiet place where you can focus on your work. And also set a specific times for distractions. Maybe if you like scrolling, like most especially young people, we like scrolling for TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. No, create time for that if you feel like it is it is important, because we need to know what is going on outside. But no, it's not something that we are going to do in the morning. You're scrolling your phone, the afternoon, in the evening, before you sleep late because you're on your phone. You sleep. No, if you're not doing something important, sleep, have enough rest, so that you can plan for tomorrow. Plan. If you're maybe you can say, during the I'm going to spend 30 minutes scrolling or watching some YouTube videos, but also create time for that. Don't mix things. Don't be at your work and then you're scrolling your phone. No, create time. Do things at the right time. And also, you have to be planned. Stay flexible. Life can be unpredictable. Have a backup plan and be ready to adjust your schedule as needed. You can't just say, oh, I don't have to change. No, change. If it is, maybe you went to meet someone, and that person, maybe you have waited for 2 hours, and maybe after meeting that person you were supposed to do your application. No, find that time. use that minutes as you're waiting for the person to do your application. Always, that's why it is important to work with your phone, have notebook in your phone. Then also, if you don't have a smartphone, go with your notebook. Every 3 minutes you get, try to do something useful. Don't wait and say, oh, okay, I have to wait until I get home. No, do what you're supposed. You can do what you want to do anywhere. And also, I would like to give you this personal experience. I used to struggle with managing my time effectively. Every day I was feeling overwhelmed with tasks constantly. I felt stressed. It was like depression. That's how I can explain it. I felt like always rushing, not achieving much. So every day I was like, oh my God, my life has no meaning, because I was not productive. I could just spend day. I was like, oh my God, the day has ended. Oh, sometimes I was like, oh my God, is this June? I thought it was March because of not managing my time well. Time was running when I've not achieved anything. So that was depressing me. I felt like I'm just frustrated, So one day I sat down and I started creating a list of what I need to achieve. I started setting goals. Then after that, I started prioritizing what was important. Then if I did not achieve it, I could go back and reflect and say, oh, I did not do this. Maybe I wasted time. I was not doing what was important. So from there, I'm now okay. I no longer feel depressed and overwhelmed with work. I try to do what I can on time. But I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I keep learning and I keep trying. Whenever I fail, I go back and learn and also say, okay, I was supposed to set calendar. I was supposed to write this day that I have meeting. I was supposed to do, and maybe if my friend invites me for the party, no, that was not important. I'm not saying that it's not important. It's important, but it depends. Is it what matters right now? Is it what I really need right now? You know, it wasn't easy, but with constant, I saw a huge improvement. I was more productive, less stressed, and had more time for my personal life. So this experience, it taught me the power of effective time management. I also want to encourage you that take control of your time. Remember, it's about making a small constant of change. So another thing, like I said, I also like to talk about knowing how to prioritize. I also start with my experience. So when I joined university in first year, I got a job. You know, when I was very happy because I felt like this is what I needed. I was at school having a job. All my friends were having job. I felt like I was proud of myself. Showing off. Everyone who could hear like, oh, this girl, she's working, she's going to school. Yeah, I was feeling proud. But there, the job I got, I failed to balance both. From morning I could go to work. I live there. No, I could go to school. I live there at 5. I go to work from 5 up to 10 p.m. Then I get home when I'm very tired. I could not get time to to do my course. Sometimes I could miss my assignments. And whenever I go to work, I could reach there when I'm late because of school. So everything was just messing up. I was not productive anywhere. I was not performing well in my school. I was not performing well at work. I, I was just messing up, unproductive. All I was getting was stress, tiredness, and disappointment. I hated myself. I was not happy with myself. I was not happy even at school because I was failing, And honestly, what I was getting from work was not, I can't say it was even 50% compared to what I was getting at school. I was not learning anything from work, you know, just that I wanted to be like my friends. So I realized that the job wasn't helping my long-term goals. Then I decided to focus on my studies. Prioritizing helped me to perform better at school, then reduced my stress. So I'm telling you this, that sometimes we do things on the pressure of others. Sometimes we waste our time and we make wrong decision. We don't prioritize what is important. What do we need first? What are we getting there? What's the impact? What's the impact are we expecting from what you're doing? So I want us to know and to understand the power of prioritizing. When you're making decision, prioritize. First, look back, look where you're coming from and where you want to be in future. Then choose what is important. Don't choose because of the people, because of your friends. Don't choose because someone is pushing you to so that. No, do what is important and what you really love and what you want to do. Sometimes you may choose to do a lot of things and all of them are just useless. They are not giving. Sometimes you end up living an unhappy life because of how you prioritize yourself, how you prioritize your choices. So how you can prioritize, set a clear goals. Make sure your goals are smart, specific, measurable, and achievable, relevant and time bound. Set clear goals of yourself. Don't go easy on yourself. Don't go easy on yourself. I'm repeating this. Try to be smart when you are setting goals. Try to reflect back, understand yourself, say that I want to be a doctor maybe in 5 years. Then are you doing something? Are you taking courses that will make you be a doctor? Who are your friends? Who are the people you go with? So make sure that you're setting a clear goals for yourself. No one is going to come and tell you, you know what, you have to be this, you have to be a president. No, even if people tell you that you can be a president, but no one is going to make you a president. You, at the end of at the end of the day, you're the one who's going to make it happen. So clear goals will help you to focus on what truly matters when it comes to prioritizing. And also identify the key task. Categorize tasks. You can use in 4 groups: urgent and important, important but not urgent, and urgent but not important. Neither urgent nor important. So when I say that urgent and important, it's something that you really want, something where you want to be, your vision and your mission. Set your mission. Have a mission. Have something you want to accomplish. Have purpose. Don't live like you don't have purpose in life. Don't live like you don't know. Of course, we don't know tomorrow, but we can plan for tomorrow. You're not going to plan when you reach there. Plan ahead of time by setting clear goals, knowing what is urgent. Is your school urgent? Then focus. Try to be better. Try to perform better. Is your family important and urgent? Then focus. Do something that is important and urgent. Then the next, you can go to important but not urgent. Something that is after setting your urgent and important, then you can keep going, following those steps. I repeat the steps. It's urgent and important, important but not urgent, urgent but important, neither urgent nor important. Another thing is that self-efficacy. I'm Self-efficacy, as I repeated, believe in your ability to succeed. If you don't believe in yourself, then who's going to believe in you? However much we can say that we believe in you, we just believe what we see. But sometimes what you see might be different of who you are or how you want it. So believe in yourself, believe in your ability, whatever thing you want to achieve. As long as you have said that this is what matters on my life, this is my priority, this is what I want, then believe in your ability to succeed. Confidence, it's going to help you. If you are confident about what you want to achieve or where you want to be, it's going to help you in prioritizing effectively. It's going to help you make informed decision. Trust yourself, trust in your capabilities, trust that you can make it no matter how hard it is. Then after being confident, then after knowing where you want to be, what you want, having clear goals and clear mission for yourself, then you're going to also learn how to manage your time effectively. So this is the most key that you need to know. Know where you want to be, know what you want to achieve in life, have purpose, have purpose for yourself, have goals, understand yourself, try to ask people who try to ask successful people, try to have important people in your life. Don't waste your time in things that do not matter, just because you want to make other people happy. No, you have to first know, you have to first make happy for yourself, and you have to first be proud of yourself. If you're proud of yourself, you're going to be confident. And honestly, if you're broke or if you're not successful, at the end of the day you feel like you're useless. You feel like you're not even, you don't want to be where success people are. And if you don't have a growth mindset, you are not going to be with people who have a growth mindset. You're always going to be fixed. Keep looking for opportunities. So keep having things to do for yourself. It's going to, if you have nothing to do for yourself, then you're going to waste time. So have something to do for yourself, have things going on in your life. If you don't have, try to find it. I understand it's not for everyone to be having things to focus on. Sometimes we find it hard to know maybe where we want to be, but let nothing hold you. Don't be held back by your story, your family background, because at the end of the day, you're not going to blame your parent, you're not going to blame your teacher, you're not going to blame anyone for your, if you don't be successful, you're not going to blame anyone. At the end of the day, you're going to blame yourself, people are going to blame you, everyone is going to blame you. So that's why it is very important to know all those things, so that now when you have the list of what you want to do, when you have goals, you're going to use your time well, and you're always going to know how to prioritize, to do what is important and what matters. So as I conclude, I'll tell you guys that life is life is no, they say life is long learning journey. You keep learning every day. Don't fail to try. No one is going to laugh at you because you have tried. No, but we will laugh at you if you try and fail and give up. No, don't give up. Today you can try and fail, but again, let it be your learning experience. Learn from your fail, learn from your experience, and wake up tomorrow with other plans. Wake up tomorrow with other plans and other ways of how you're going to keep pushing, keep pushing your life. But you're not going to do it if you don't know what is important, if you don't know what you want to do first. You know, you're not going to get there if you don't use your time well, you know. So another thing I can say that we have to keep learning from our mistake and keep improving. And guys, remember that your success depends on the choice you make. If you make wrong choice, if you don't you if you choose wrong people in your life, then I don't know how you're going to succeed. And also, you have to know and prioritize what is important. How will you manage your time? Keep learning and growing. Take control of your time to achieve your goals. I'm a believer, I believe in God. I believe that if God has plans for us, but we are not going to sit there and waste our time doing nothing. And then you say, oh, God has plans for me. No, 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 no. No, God has plans for you, but you have to work. You have to work. Then God will bless the work of your hands. Thank you. Anyone with a question? Then, or you're free to ask questions. I can stop from here.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, key speaker, for today. Thank you. It was a swell time, and I personally enjoy every moment of the talk tonight. While the discussion, while it was going on, Dr. Sarah Scott, one of our mentors, joined in the call. Thank you very much, ma'am, for joining. I'm sure you have one or two things to contribute to the discussion of the night. So,
Hello. Hello.
hi, good,
Hi. Yes.
welcome, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you. I joined for part of the presentation, which was very well done. Um, Time management, of course, is very important, and I do not know how many of the mentees that I would have previously interacted with, if they're here. And one of the things that I believe always helps with time management, which in turns which helps with time management, is doing exercises to determine what your values are. There's always a exercise that I would give my mentees called a bullseye value exercise, which determines what is important to you in your life. And in determining what is important to you in your life, you can then identify the barriers or the obstacles to achieving those things. And then in turn, you will set goals. And in setting the goals, then you will be able to effectively manage your time. So, it is very important to establish those things which are important to you so that you can not feel overwhelmed or stressed, as my dear sister would have indicated through her own personal experiences. And also know that sometimes it's okay to say no to things. It is okay, right? Do not have a fear of missing out, as I would say, or FOMO, but just don't be afraid to say no. Don't be afraid to set things aside when you determine what is important, and what you need to achieve at at a specific amount of at a specific point in time. So that's all that I have to add, and I hope that everyone is enjoying what they are learning about so far. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for the addition. And I also believe Dr. Favor is also in the call. I'm sure he would want to say one or two things or contribute one or two ideas to what has been said so far. So, Dr. Favor, sir. Okay, it seems like he's not in the call, and at this moment would want to entertain questions and answer. Um, so if you have any question, you could just indicate your digital hand. Okay, I can see Mubarak, you have a question, so you take the floor.
All right. Thank you very much, Jesse, for granting me the opportunity to ask my question. Thank you very much, to Yimana, for a brilliant uh, delivery of the topic. My question quite similar to time management, but it's just more aligned to managing time in the work at work. So I was reading an article sometime in the past, I think 3 or 4 weeks ago, about the needs and the dangers of multitasking and the rest like that. So um, the bottom line was that the article was trying to advise workers that while we are working, we shouldn't be switch tasking. And he explains switch tasking as probably maybe while you're working on a spreadsheet or trying to compile a report, or when you're working in a slide, you get this email prompt. You need to respond to that email, or probably you get a Teams chat message where you need to respond to um, to your boss or probably to a work colleague. And the writer was just trying to explain that those little time you spend replying emails, replying chats takes productivity to a lower level, and because your focus has shifted. So coming back to the spreadsheet you're working on, or the PowerPoint you're working on, you now need to refocus again, and that leads to declining productivity. So now looking at that now with time, trying to align this now with time management, how what would you advise to someone working in that kind of scenario where this kind of things happen? Where you are working on something, you get emails that you need to respond to, you get chats you need to respond to. That's my question.
Thank you. So I don't know if I heard well your question, but I would say if you're working in that kind of environment and maybe you're having a lot of tasks to handle, so I would say what I would say you can do is at the end of the day, you're doing your job. So maybe if it's time to, maybe you're supposed to go to work from 8 up, maybe from 8 up to maybe 5, then first of all you have to check, is it an important email to reply at the moment, you know or is it something that I can do later on when I'm done with what I'm focusing on right now? So you have to check, is it what is important now? Is it important and very urgent to give feedback now? Then if it is not urgent, you can wait. When you're done doing what is urgent, then you go to the next thing to do, because that's the time of work. That's how you can manage it, I think.
Thank you very much. But I was just looking at it from the angle that emails from boss or from senior colleagues and their messages, they are quite important because they kind of like maybe have an impact on maybe your rating or something like that. So
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're at work and it's something related to what you're doing and it is urgent, then you can go ahead and reply, because then you are working, you're at work, so you're not going to ignore what you're supposed to do at work, you know. So that's why when I was explaining, I said you have to also be prepared for unexpected events. Be flexible. When you're managing time, try to be flexible. Then if maybe you reflect back and say, I was supposed to finish this, but because of unexpected emails that I've spend time replying, now I'm going to adjust my time. I'm going to, if I maybe I'm going to adjust to there's some things that are not too urgent for today, then I can adjust it for tomorrow. Then you have to be flexible when it comes to time management. Be flexible. That's what I can say. Do what is important at the moment, then try to adjust time for other things that you're supposed to do. You know, we can't
all right,
stop
thank you.
time.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mahamutu Imana. So we'd like to take any further questions uh from the house. Okay, yeah, Miracle, I see your hand, so you can have the floor.
All right, good evening, everyone. Good evening, and thank you for the opportunity to for organizing this event. I really appreciate. Then coming to time management, I am an undergraduate student in 400 level, study radiography. So currently at the moment, my exam is fast approaching, like in 1 month's time. So then I was considering um covering a lot within a week. So bringing in time management, I don't know how effective it would be. Like, what's your advice as regards to this?
Okay. So, what I would advise on this matter is, I think the reason why you're rushing to cover it within a week and your exam is soon, maybe now you can it now this shows that you maybe the way you have been managing your time to cover your courses before the exam was not too effective. So now what you can do, it's like when I started, I said it's not about rushing to complete a lot of things or to complete a lot of things. It's about staying calm and manage your time well and do what is most important. So right now you have, because you have exam, what put other things aside and focus on your exam. I mean on your you learn your courses. If you were spending this day 5 hours, try to add and maybe and spend 6 hours. You know, make sure that you're not rushing yourself, you're not pressurizing yourself, but now you are doing what you really need at the moment. You might be maybe mixing up things and you find that you have little time to focus on your studies. So go back and reflect on what you're giving time, because I don't think you can spend the whole day reading books until you maybe your exam. I don't know when your exam is coming, but what I can say right now, don't rush yourself. Try to read what try even to read with your friends, ask them, then find also, if you are if you are spending more time with other people, try to adjust it and stay calm, be in quiet place, try to find a favorable environment for yourself, then do what you can at the right time, but don't pressurize yourself. If you put pressure on yourself, you might go in the exam when you have forgotten everything because you are rushing. So stay calm and read what you can in time.
Thank you very much, ma'am. I'm sure that question was answered correctly. Okay, I see your hand,
Yes.
Dr. Favor. Okay, Dr. Favor is I see your hand, please. You have the floor now.
All right. Thank you so much. Our speaker, Denyse, thank you for joining us all. And I know a lot of times people may not exactly uh, um, understand from the perspective that the kind of experience people are talking from. Rather, so she's actually a Mastercard scholar, and she's someone that, of course, to get into those kind of competitive um, program at the African Leadership University in Rwanda, you have to be very smart. You have to be someone that is not. You have to be, you have to be at least above average. You understand? So she's someone that I think is in the right position to share how she was able to get into those kind of opportunities, especially from the excellence that they saw that made her to make them to award her that kind of award. So just to throw more light on the question the miracle act. I would say that in my own perspective, I would say that you are going to be um, very, very, very tense if you think of it that exam is coming up in 1 month and everything that I need to do to make sure that I I pass the exam, I get to do it, and even if it means doing the things the wrong things, you might end up doing it. So, and even at that, your health, your mental health, your health of your body generally, also has a role to play even in the eventual success that you're talking about. So what I usually do, or what I suggest, what I do personally is that when it's close to exam, yes, I um develop a plan. Don't just hit the exam with a mindset of fear. There's something that plan does, having a plan does. Having a plan makes you relaxed and yet strategic. Okay? Think of it this way. Um, somebody that is in a house and you already know that this house has 4 doors. Okay? So if something or somebody is comes from one of the doors, you already know to escape the place the route to take to escape through the remaining 3 doors because you are aware. But someone that is in the house and you don't know if the house has up to 4 doors, maybe because there are curtains all around, so you don't even know where's the door exactly. The first thing it will even bring to you is fear. What if somebody just come now? I'm just alone here. This place I am now might even be a cell. I don't even know if it's locked or not. So it will bring a lot of what if questions in your mind. And even if the thing you are afraid of wants to happen, you don't even know how to escape. So strategy, plan, having a plan. Number one thing I think it achieves is that it makes you more better organized, right? To take the right steps that are very strategic. So I would say my own suggestion or opinion, what I do for exam that make me less tense is I always have a plan for any exam. And then number two, try to be this period, since your exam is in 1 month, try to be kind of a mobile reader. So don't only depend on the since you have identified already that you have a lot of things to cover, don't just depend on the routine, I want to read 4 hours. After reading 4 hours, I've got no. Like have in between, as the speaker said, have some things that you jotted down. So let's say you went somewhere and it's rainy season, for example, and then you never expected that rain will you'll be trapped by rain somewhere. Those things you've jotted that is always in your pocket or in your purse or something, those are the things you start reflecting on. Or if you're like me that have a tab, I had a tab. So anywhere can be a place I can always switch to start reading. So yeah, nobody will knows because they will think I'm pressing my phone. Whereas I'm already memorizing formula, thinking about the food chain, how to connect this chain. That's how it is. So be a mobile reader, second point. And the third point I would say is that you need to be someone that learn how to that I will try to connect with other people because sometimes they may have heard something that you never heard. They may have been writing some materials that you're not aware of. They may have heard some things that this thing is going to come. So if you are someone that is really isolated, you will not get those information. So I think with these 3 points, you will definitely catch up no matter what it is. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Favor, for that wonderful contribution. Thank you so much. I'm sure Miracle should be 100% satisfied now. So,
Yes.
thank you very much. So, I would like to take the last question if there's any. Oh, okay, Dr. Favor, I see your hand again. You can have the floor.
My hands were up previously. Let me drop it, please.
Oh, okay, sir. Thank you. Okay, I want to ask if
Well, we
there is.
recognize Dr. Sarah. Dr. Sarah is one
I
of our mentors from Guyana. She's around. We recognize her. Okay. I know there are other mentors that probably joined that people might not have noticed, but I'm still seeing Dr. Sarah is around. So notice her present. Welcome, Dr. Sarah. We're
okay.
glad to have you.
Thank you very much. Dr. Sarah is in the call. Thank you very much, ma'am. We are happy that you're able to join us this evening. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. So we want to entertain one last question if there is any. If there is any question, okay. If there is none, once again, if you're yet to get your PGMP certificate as far back as 2020, the deadline to get it has been fixed for July 1st. Please get your certificate and also try to inform others on that as well. Once again, we would like to appreciate our keynote speaker for today's webinar, Denyse from Rwanda. Thank you so much. We are happy to have you, and we really had a swell time. And we learned a lot from your discussion tonight. Once again, would like to thank Dr. Sarah Scott, one of our mentors. Thank you so much for joining the call. We appreciate you so much, Dr. Favor, and everybody who asked a question or contributed to tonight's webinar. Thank you so very much. And lastly, we would want to call on Dr. Favor again to give the vote of thanks and for further announcements. Dr. Favor, please, you have the floor now. Dr. Favor, please, can we
Okay,
have
sorry.
you?
I just realized I was muted. I'm so sorry. Let me be very fast. Thank you very much. What's the name? Essay, right? Essay. Glad
Yes,
to
essay is in.
to see the excellence in which you moderated today's meeting. Thank you. So we are very excited to announce once again that the prestigious Global Mentorship Program called SWEP is currently open for application. So while we are announcing for you to know that people who have not collected their certificate, they have between now and July 1st to collect their own certificate. If you are here and you have not applied for the program, please apply for it. You know, at this point, I think it's best to tell our friends and especially Africans who are close by in your network to get in, apply for the program. You know, so we not watch foreigners. You know, on people that are far, very far applying, and then your close friend, your neighbor, is not getting into opportunities like this. That's why we are sharing it. The last the as we speak now, the opportunity deck has currently published the next cohort. So people are applying from Afghanistan, people are applying from Egypt, applying from different places. So I will encourage everybody to apply. Share with Nigerians, share with Ghanaians, share with Rwandans, share with people who are in your network. You know, at this point, we are not really we are just really focusing on getting people that we know so that they can get into the program. That is actually what we are driving at. So I'm begging us, get your friends, get your neighbors to enroll for the program. Thank you. Then the last announcement we're making is if you have any skill as regards maybe any skill whatsoever, please try and apply. We have a link for the departments in Gela. Try and apply and get these skills, because number one, it will offer you recommendation letters for free by Gela, and it will give you opportunities. Somebody went for, I'll just end with this, sharing this. One of the alumni who finished our program, we the person applied for internship, and then we posted the person to a firm in Nigeria, and then after the internship firm, or during the internship, the person got not just stipends, the person got stipends. At the end of the internship, the firm bought a mobile phone for her Like I was surprised. And this we posted 3 people to that firm for internship. One of them complained. He has not even checked to know whether he can do. He just complained that the things that they were telling him to do, there were so much that he don't think he can offer his services without being paid. That it's going to be paid, paid and paid and paid. If they don't want to pay him for salary, he does not feel like his skills is what he can do those things for volunteering and all those things. I just kept quiet. Some things, some blessings come in disguise. Now, his colleague that opted for that place, I think as I'm talking to you now, she has been retained. You understand? After 3 months internship, she has been retained as a staff because she did it well. So good things sometimes come in disguise, and nobody pays. Nobody just puts you in salary on salary like that when they've not tested you. They want to understand your commitment level, whether you be committed, or you start collecting big salary. So I'm encouraging us to not underestimate some things. You may not know how influential or powerful some people are. They will just tell you to put in some things or tell you to do some things. You may not know. You take it, realize it, and you miss out on opportunity. So these are my applications. These are the announcements I want to share, and I hope that we'll meet again next month for the next webinar. Thank you very much for listening. And essay, I'm done. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Favor. Thank you so much. One last thing. Let's Mubarak is in the call. Please, Mubarak, can you unmute yourself and give the vote of thanks? Mubarak, please. Okay, it seems like it's not available at the moment. Okay, once again, we thank you so much, so much for joining in out of your busy schedule. You took out time to join in the call today. Once again, our keynote speaker, thank you so much for joining all the way from Rwanda, Dr. Sarah Scott, Dr. Favor, and everyone participants in the call today. Thank you so very much. Have a good night's rest. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Good night.